Hi YouTube, this is Tiara and Jada with Potty Talk. Today we will be talking about bowel movements and how infrequent they can be with breastfed babies. Recently I had an experience with this. Jada had not went to the restroom as far as pooed for 6 days. I started to get a little weary, but I checked the internet and things like that, and I talked to people, I read books, and so sometimes breastfed babies can go up to 6 to 10 days without having a bowel movement. As long as she seems like she's acting normally, still playing, still producing wet diapers, it doesn't seem too uncomfortable, let it go up to 10 days, and if she hasn't pooed after that, then call your doctor. So day 6 was there, no poo. By day 7, she had produced about a quarter of a size skid mark. That technically counts as a poo. So I was like, okay, let's just wait it out a little bit more. By day 8, there was still no poo. I started to get worried. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call the doctor. Even though she's still acting normal, doesn't seem too uncomfortable. And she was producing a lot of wet diapers, so stuff was getting there to her system. I called the doctor's hotline. And I went to a triage nurse, and her job is just to handle phone calls for the doctor and give you as much information as possible without you having to come into the office or make an appointment, things like that. And these were her instructions. She said, first she told me, as far as breastfed babies, breast milk is absorbed into the system quite quickly, and that's why babies have to feed so often. And also, the nutrients are sucked up rapidly in the system, and then there's nothing left to produce waste product. That's why they may have infrequent poops. Sometimes, she said, yes, up to 6 to 10 days. She said, but at about 6 days, you want to probably call your doctor, okay? She goes, don't wait till 10 days, wait till about 6 days and see if they can produce a poo. And I call it a poo all the time, I'm sorry, but bowel movement. Okay, so she said this. First thing you need to do is get Pedialyte, or an off-brand of Pedialyte, which I bought mine at Dollar General. And she goes, you want to feed her 1 ounce to 2 ounces of that, and I did that 3 times that day. I fed her 2 ounces right before she for her breastfeeding session. So she had 2 ounces of that, and then she was able to feed off my food. You all right, babies? Come on, it's potty talk, girl. Okay, so I did that. Also, she said, do your bicycle motions with the legs, and you guys probably know what that is. You take both legs, one in one hand, one in the other, lay them down, and do the legs in circles like, you hold you up and do it. See? Like this. Okay? Just like a bicycle. That's right. That's right. Okay, so Pedialyte and the bicycle motions. Also, if you don't want to get Pedialyte, try the water. You can feed them 1 ounce of water. And I would do that 2 times a day or 3 times a day to see if that would help stimulate the system. And the last thing she said would be to stimulate the anus. And what you guys can do is take a rectal thermometer if you have one. I would put Vaseline on it and on her anus and insert it about maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, okay? Not too deep. And leave it there for at least a minute. Now, it's important if you're using the old school rectal thermometers that have the mercury in them to hold on to the butt cheeks and not just the thermometer, okay? So you want to hold on to the thermometer and butt cheeks, squeeze them together like this, because if the baby moves and that thermometer breaks, that mercury can be very deadly, okay? So, we did all those things. Oh, yes. And you know what? Jada didn't even cry with the rectal thermometer. It was crazy, because I remember getting it when I was like 3, and it sucked. Sensation was not good. So, we did all those things, and by day 8, she had pooed at 2 a.m., and it was a lot of poo. It was up her back, so she had to get a bath and everything. Yes, 2 a.m. You know what? Baby wipes would not have done the job right, so we did that. Let's see, what else I put on here? Now Jada poos about every other day. Sometimes she may poo, once a day. It could be twice a day. I think it changes from month to month, and it's different for every baby. So make sure you just follow those steps. Again, I'm not a medical professional, but this is stuff I got from a medical professional. Those 4 steps. But I would definitely consult your doctor before trying anything. Okay, at day 6. maybe even day 5, call your doctor. My triage nurse had said after 3 days, you might want to call the doctor. So definitely don't go over 6, she said, but 3 days, you may want to call the doctor if you're really concerned. But 6 days, definitely call your doctor. Okay? Thank you, ladies, for joining me for our first episode of Potty Talk, and we'll be back soon. Bye.